Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, I added more safety pins. It's a sewing vlog, so it's a little bit of everything. I added sewing pins to the punk jacket. I took the map off the back of the teal and coral jacket. And then this net black base jacket that I've been meaning to turn into a floral jacket forever, I added some foliage, that I stitched that down, and then I started adding some flowers and I ran out of time. So it's a sewing vlog of lots of different things. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. So the last episode you saw was Sunday episode where I made these beautiful fabrics up into a dress. And yeah, before that was the punk jacket where I turned this jacket. I added 200 kilt pins to it and I made it a little bit punkish. And during that episode, I showed you some beads and some pins. Now, I'm going to save the beads for something else, and I was like, oh, I've got some big safety pins. Maybe I'll put those in. And I've actually got lots of different size safety pins. So what I did was I took this whole container here and I just methodically dumped out one size, then the next size, then the next size. And yeah, that's not very cinematic. I'll pin them up here so you can see what I've done. I've done little daisy chains of each of the different sizes. So yeah, this is me just reenacting. And then I dumped it out and then I made them into daisy chains. Here we go. So, and then I just knocked it all action sequence. So there's some tiny little brass safety pins. There's lots of different sizes in the silver. And there's also some teeny tiny black safety pins as well, just painted ones. And I actually think I have some more safety pins, but I cannot remember where I put them. I've got my beading because I put them in I knew I wanted to use them as beading. So anyway, then I decided that I was going to add them to this. And I know some of you don't like me doing pins, but if you're really time poor, so the first chain I put under the arm because I think those ones where they have the gold cord from the epaulette front to the epaulette back, I think that looks really cute. So I did that and then I put another one around as well. And then I'm going to add another two to the shoulder of the sleeve as well. The reason I'm showing you this is because beading isn't just about stitching one bead on after another. It's about style, like where the bead should go, what will look best. So when you don't have time to bead, but you really want to learn how to bead, part of it is just stitching one bead on at a time, but another big part of it is learning how to style or learning where the beads should go. And so, yeah, if you've got a denim jacket and, a packet of safety pins, I think it's worth just doing. I think they look cute anyway. It does help you learn where the beading should go. So I think it counts as beading in my opinion. But sometimes you just do not have time to do beading, and I think this is something that will get you in the right direction so that when you do have time to bead, you have all the requisite skills and you won't sort of be sitting down and going, oh, I should have learned this first. You can also another thing I do is go on Pinterest and look at all the different fashions and things, and it just helps you sort of hone your style skills, in my opinion. Or you can just look at Instagram, not so much. It's more about reels these days, but it used to be about photos. So anyway, this is me showing you. I think I've got the brass ones on this side and the smaller silver ones on the left. Well, the left side of the screen, so the right side. So I sort of put half of them on first, and then I'm not putting any of the safety pins on the back because I've got really long hair. It would just, sometimes I put a jacket on and forget that my hair is still down, and it would just get all knotted in safety pins as well as kilt pins, and that would be an absolute disaster. So I've kept the the back of the jacket just with kilt pins. I'm thinking I might unpin some of them and do a red triangle on the back, maybe, and then repin them on over the top. So maybe, I'm not sure. But at the moment it's just kilt pins on the back. And because safety pins are so light, it doesn't really impact them. Like normally when I put beads on the front, I want to put the matching weight of beads on the back, but safety pins are just so light. You can just put them on the front and the sleeves, and it doesn't have, like, there'll be no negative impact. So there we go. That is me adding more safety pins. Well, adding safety pins as well as kilt pins. And then the next thing that I did, so that's it for that jacket at the moment, but I might put a triangle on the back, and which made me think of this jacket. And it's got a map on the back, but everyone's picking on it, and that's not okay with me. So I've decided to unpick it, and I was going to do a flag, like with the red triangle at the bottom, at the top, and then the rest of the flag dropping down from it. But actually, maybe I'll do a slice of watermelon. I'm not sure. I haven't done a slice of watermelon yet. I've drawn out a bit of watermelon, and I think it would be really cute, and that might be the good one to put it on. So, or I could do a slice of watermelon on that one. I'm not sure. Anyway, so those two are ready to have things on the back of them again. I love that tweed. It's so pretty. But then I'm just all over the place at the moment. I was going to make a tweed jacket, and then I couldn't decide which tweed to use. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's autumn. So I'll do that full harvest jacket, the floral jacket, which I've been meaning to make for like literally years. Joanne's had this massive sale. Gosh, it must be 2 years ago now. Perhaps. Oh, anyway, ages. And I've got loads of different flowers. So I've got the wine coloured one, I've got red and hot pink flowers, I've got white ones, I've got sort of pale pink ones, and this is the autumn harvest one. So I've just sort of spread them out everywhere. So I've got fall leaves, and I've got some ranunculus and zinnias and sort of Jerusalem artichoke, they look like little sunflowers, and also some regular foliage as well, because there just wasn't enough autumn colour stuff in there. I've also got some little brownish flowers and a pom-pom chrysanthemum one and the random pumpkin that was just in there because I bought that last year, and it was one of my decorations, but I guess I packed it away when I packed away the autumn harvest foliage and flowers. There's also like 5 yellow ones in there because after I finished the yellow jacket, there was like 5 flowers left, and that's it. So this is the base jacket, and I made a whole episode where I made this particular jacket and the one that's got a lower neckline. So yeah. What you do is you can just use any base jacket. One without a collar is best, and then you just pin each bit of foliage on first. So you do a foliage layer, and then you do the flower layers, and you add more foliage as well, but you have to have a base layer on first. So you can just use a pre-made jacket, and then you just have to pin them each on one at a time, and it takes forever to pin everything on. Sorry about my voice. I thought if I waited until the very last minute, then my voice would be stronger, but it's still really thin. And I've got a bit of a sore throat. Anyway, so I've pinned everything on, and as much time as that took, stitching everything on is going to take at least the same again. So I've got this bag of other bits of greenery, which are they're more 3-dimensional, so they're much more difficult to pin on. So my idea was that as I was stitching these ones on, then I could also add some others, but I didn't end up doing that. I might add them when I'm doing the flower layer. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy with where everything is. I like those autumn oak leaves on the shoulder there, and the begonia leaves with the white dots, the dapple. Yeah, I like them, but I'm not sure this was the greatest. So yeah, this is after I'd taken out all the foliage. Well, there's a little bit of that variegated foliage left. I neatened up the flowers, and this is all the flowers that I have left. The other floral jackets that I've made had a lot more flowers on them and a little bit less foliage, but this one has a lot of foliage. So well, I'm happy with where everything is. And then, yeah, I went away and I stitched everything down. Oh my goodness, it took forever. But I was like listening to different things, and I also watched a program. So yeah, it took ages. And as I said, you watched the dress video. And meanwhile, I was just stitching and stitching and stitching and stitching. And yeah, I like the way everything is. The orange and the yellow autumn leaves are they're quite bright, and green is my favorite color, so I think I would have maybe liked it more if, it was all just green. But the point is that it's an autumn harvest, so yeah, it's good, and they're all in the right spots. So now, and as this is me just pointing out that I've still got those extra bits of leaves, I've divided them into 4 lots. And I think I'll divide them into 6, because that would be front left, front right, back left, back right, and 2 sleeves. So I think I'll do that. But anyway, so now that this is done, and this is me just showing you, like the back of the cuffs, I sort of, instead of having just a short slit on the back of each cuff, I've sort of unpicked it right up to the elbow, and that allows me to get inside and stitched everything down, because oh my goodness, it's so difficult. The sleeves, like I'm using a jacket, this discontinued McCall's one, which has wider sleeves than the Vogue 7975, but it's still impossible to, because when you're stitching everything, your thread runs out and then you have to tie on a new thread. And you can tie it on the outside of the sleeve and then stitch everything, like pull everything through into the other side. But anyway, so now it is time to add the flowers. So yeah, there's a few tiny little orange roses and these ones here. Now I'm just going to show you how you pull apart a flower. So this is what the zinnia looks like. It's got these globby bits and then, yeah, a bit of plastic on the back as well. You sort of pry the back bit off and then you take it apart. And so this is everything that's in one flower. And then what you do is because you can't, when you're stitching it on, you can't stitch on the big buttony globby bit. You can use some of the rest of the bits, but you can't, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably use a bead on the front instead of that plastic bit. And yeah, so then I pulled apart all the flowers, got rid of the plastic bits and put them all back together on a pin, and then pinned the pin into the jacket. So now there's not actually that many flowers in here, maybe 100 or so. I didn't count them. But yeah, and there's space in between each one. Like, I don't know what I'll do. I might just add foliage in between each flower, or I've got these metallic, on my cactus flower jacket. I've got some of those orange sequin flower shaped sequins left, so maybe I'll put them in between. But yeah, you just stitch on, you pin on one flower at a time, and then this is me showing you that I did the whole of the front and the whole of the back and the sleeves as well. So it just took forever because you literally have to pull apart each flower, put it back together on a pin, then pin that flower in, and then you have to do the next one and the next one. Like there's one yellow California poppy, there's 3 bits of forsyth, and this is me. So yeah, this is the cactus flower jacket, and the orange ones, I've got a few of those left over. So maybe I'll use them. I don't know. But I've also got some other, this is me showing what else I've got. I've got some like the seed pod things, and I've got those dark red ceramic triangles, which is pretty amazing. I bought those triangles, it must be at least 5 years ago, and now I'm really into red triangles. So yeah, and so I've got a few bits and bobs left, and that's the green foliage as well that I need to split into 6 bags. So there's a bit to be going on with, but I think I will just stitch all of this down first, because it'll need, I think I'll use brown thread maybe to do all this, and brown beads in the middle. I've also got these sort of apricotish brown coloured crystal cut gem shaped beads, so I could put them in there as well. Or actually I've got some round ones that would be beautiful. So anyway, that is it for this sewing vlog. I guess I did a lot. It doesn't feel like I really got anything done. I suppose I did finish this jacket, but I really do want to put a red triangle on the beaded red triangle on the back, so it's not actually done. But it's, and I still haven't done the silk lining either. This one I took off the map, and I'm going to either put a flag on the back or a big slice of watermelon, not sure which yet. And yeah, I think a red triangle on the back of that one. Then in my infinite wisdom, instead of finishing the cactus flower jacket or any other jacket that's almost done, I got out this one and decided to make a floral jacket. Actually, I'm glad I did. I haven't made a floral jacket in such a long time. The last one I did was the sort of purpley wine coloured one that needs to be pulled apart and remade on a different jacket. So hopefully this one won't be a disaster and it'll give me the energy and inspo to get the other one done. So then I pinned all the foliage on, and then I carefully stitched everything down. This is me just showing you how basic my stitching is. I didn't do invisible stitches or anything, but the flowers will be over the top. So this is the foliage layer, and yeah, actually I kind of like it, but it's very flat, and the thing I like about floral jackets is how 3-dimensional they are. So then I added all these flowers one by one. Oh my goodness, it took forever. And now that they're all pinned in place, I have to carefully stitch each one down. I think I'll leave it on the sideboard for the moment and work on something else for next episode. Maybe I'll do a mock-up of a jacket pattern I've never used before. That will take a little bit less time. And then, maybe the weekend episode I'll be able to show you this one finished. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in between each flower. There's quite a lot of room, so maybe some foliage, maybe, I don't know, some of those brown leaf-shaped sequins. Who knows? Anyway, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel like you're getting more done with your sewing time than I am. Like, I'm chipping away at several different things, but sometimes you just feel like you're not getting anything done. You're doing so much work, but you're not getting anything done. Anyway, look at all this stuff that's pinned and ready to go. So I've got lots of stitching to do. So I shall go and do that. Thanks again, and happy sewing.